All right, today I'm going to teach you that as readers, you will read many different books and stories that may or may not relate to you specifically, but they relate to someone else and other people in our world. I will also be teaching you how to make connections with what we are reading by using your active listening skills. So, the book that we're going to read is called The Day You Begin. So I'm going to look at this cover and try to make a connection. And when I'm making connections, I am looking at the words in the pictures and think to myself, what does this remind me of in my own life? So on the cover, I see the words, the day you begin. So it makes me think of starting something new or starting at someplace new, something new in general. And then I see a little girl poking her head around the door, holding a book. So it makes me wonder if she's at the library or maybe she's just in some type of, walking into some type of room being someone new. So this reminds me of my first day of 5th grade. I started a new school and I walked into the classroom and I looked around and my teacher had sat me in the 3rd seat from her desk and I was super nervous. And it made me realize that starting somewhere new was difficult and hard. And I made one of my friends in 5th grade, her name is Grace, and we are now still friends to this day. And so everything turned out good. Everyone was super nice, and they were very accepting of who I was. So, do you remember your first day of kindergarten and how it felt to be new? Think how you can relate to the book. Let's start. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one in there is quite like you. Have you ever walked into a room and no one looked like you? How did this make you feel? Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Rigoberto from Venezuela, your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming, the first bright notes of a song. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller. When the teacher asks, what did you do last summer? Tell the class your story. We went to France, Shayla says. These shells came from the beach in Maine. A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells so fragile. They look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina, each souvenir a small triumph of journey, their travels going on and on. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister, who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room, where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your empty hands and wonder what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere. Has there ever been a time where you felt left out? Or have you ever seen someone do it to someone else? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar to others to love as you do. When even your own friend Nasia will wrinkle her nose and say, What's in there anyways? And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the run is too fast and far, the game isn't one you can ever really play. I don't want him on our team. You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. How do you think the boy feels in this picture? Do you think he feels happy or sad or angry? Why do you feel that way? There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. And all that stands beside you is your own brave self, steady as steel and ready even though you don't know yet what you're ready for. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina. I spent the whole summer with my little sister, you tell the class. Your voice stronger than it was a minute ago, reading books and telling stories. And even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Your name is like my sister's, Rigoberto said. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, in the room, where no one else is quite like you, the world opens up itself a little wider to make some space for you. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel, and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you, and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. So, when you're reading in the future, I want you to try to connect with the book in a way that relates to you. For example, we connected with Angelina when she talked about her first day somewhere and being new. It is important for us to make connections to better understand what we are reading.